Hello Helldivers and welcome back to my channel. First of all, I'm sorry for the jump scare of the charger. No, he's not very popular right now. I don't mean to trigger any PTSD, but he's back in the limelight. He's caused more problems. So first of all, we fed him the railgun, but he wasn't happy. He was still hungry. He wanted to cause more carnage and chaos. This time, he's come back and he's claimed a new victim. And that victim is the flamethrower. So what's been going on? I'm going to go over the timeline of the flamethrower in the same manner as I did with my railgun video. So we're going to go along the timeline of the flamethrower. We're going to find out what's happened up to today's date. We are the 11th of August. I waited to the 11th of August to make the video in case Arrowhead did a little rollback on the flamethrower on the Freedom's Flame War Bond. I think that's what it was called. Because if they did, then it just would invalidate this video. So this is why it's here now. So the Flamethrower 40, it got indirectly nerfed by our friend the Charger. Where's he gone? There he is. Sorry again for the jump scare. So first thing to point out about the Charger is the Charger, as of, well, it was known on patch 302, which was in May, that you can kill the Charger with any weapon in the game. Any weapon in the game by shooting it in the leg. But it would be like an armored desync. And the easiest way to trigger it would be when the Charger does his charge attack and you sidestep it and it kind of like puts the brakes on and stops. That would desync the Charger's armor. And then you'd be able to shoot it in the leg with any weapon and you'd kill it extremely easy. It would take maybe 5 seconds with a sickle to kill a Charger in the leg. So completely negating the need for any anti-tank weapons, even the flamethrower. As far as I'm aware, that bug is still in the game. So if you're not happy with the flamethrower change, then use this. I haven't actually tested it because I wasn't able to play much since Tuesday's Escalation of Freedom patch for personal reasons. But as far as I'm aware, it's still alive. So let's get going on the timeline. So we are March the 6th. March the 6th is the same day that the railgun was nerfed. If you remember from my last video, the railgun leg meta, Charger leg meta existed, where you could 2-tap the Charger in the leg, use your breaker, kill the Charger. Very easy, very efficiently. But this was when it got nerfed. The railgun decreased armor penetration, safe mode. But it was the same day the flamethrower was buffed. Increased damage per second by a whopping 50%. So what this meant at this point was it would take about half a tank of flamethrower ammo to kill a Charger. And it became a popular way. It wasn't the most popular way, but it became a very good way to kill Chargers. I can't remember how long it would take, like half a tank. Maybe it's around 5-6 seconds it would take to kill a Charger by shooting it in the leg. And the only reason why that worked, by the way, is because for whatever reason, flamethrowers flame damage completely ignored armor. And the Charger leg has less damage. It has 500 health, and that's why the leg meta continued after the railgun, but with the flamethrower. So, and that happened on March 6th. And then April the 2nd, we had a buff for flame damage. Fire damage per tick was increased by another huge 50%. And this took killing a charger by shooting in the leg down to about 3 seconds. So it was a huge buff. Reducing the time to kill with the flamethrower also means you are using less ammo. So where you would previously take about half a tank to kill a flamethrower, now you're using about 20% of a tank from the flamethrower to kill a charger. So the ammo efficiency, you could kill about 4 charges from 1 tank of flamethrower fuel, and you have 4 in reserve. Wow. It was 4 in reserve. So 5 in total. So you had mega efficiency with the flamethrower for killing charges. Now we move on to April the 9th. There wasn't any... I can't remember how this patch was described, but it became known, so this is known issues, that there was damage over time effects may only be applied dealt by the host. So 50-50 chance. So you're the host, I join your game, I may or may not be able to do flame damage, but it would also affect the gas strike, for example. Anything that dealt dot damage was a problem. But it didn't really affect the flamethrower because we were using the flamethrower constantly. We wasn't slowly, we wasn't like giving it a little squirt of flame, letting it burn, reapplying. It was just full force flame all the way. So it didn't really bother the flamethrower that much, but it completely destroyed the orbital gas strike. So didn't really change the power, the efficacy of the flamethrower. But in a mini patch, which is undocumented, you can't find it in its own patch note. But on April 11th, we had the enhanced combustion ship upgrade. And this caused another buff, 25% buff in damage to flame stratagems. So that's another 25% damage buff on the flamethrower. So we had 50% buff. Then we had a 50% damage to fire tick damage. And then we got another 25%. So we went from like 5-6 seconds to a charger leg down to 3. And this buff took it down to maybe like 2. So somewhere between 2 and 3 seconds to kill a charger by shooting it in the leg. Which is insanely strong. I'm sure you will agree, as much as we don't like to see the nerf, it was incredibly, let's be fair, overpowered. And then this, I haven't put the date here. I think this was in May. So the dot fix was fixed. Yeah, the dot damage fix. So it's a buff, but not really not buff. It's a fix to the flamethrower and the orbital gas strike. But again, it didn't really affect the flamethrower. And then we come to recent events. This is the patch notes for the Escalation of Freedom expansion. And it becomes very obtuse at this point, because all there is in the patch notes is adjusted flame effects to work more realistically. But what that's done is changed flamethrower. And it also changed the incendiary breaker, which was also nerfed, balanced in this patch as well. But but how this affects the flamethrower, completely undocumented, and it's a bit shady. Is that the way to put it? It's a bit insincere to not put in these patch notes how this has affected flamethrower. But well, I would actually describe it as there was a nerf to the flamethrower, and there was also a nerf to flame effects. So describing it like that, the nerf to the flamethrower is also unlisted. So the nerf to the flamethrower is, for some reason, they added recoil to the flamethrower. Now, although in real life there is a tiny bit of recoil on a flamethrower when you first turn on the nozzle and start spewing, liquid napalm, all you have to do is, adjust down, and that's it. But you'd think you're firing like an MG42 machine gun or the heavy machine gun in Helldivers 2 with the new flamethrower. It's just going up. It's just aiming at the sky. So that is a really, really crap nerf to the flamethrower. So the other effect is a bug fix, I guess, in a way. I don't know how to describe it, but basically, flames will now bounce off of medium armor. So that just completely means you cannot use the flamethrower on the charger apart from shooting at its belly. So getting to the side of the charger, shooting at the belly, that will light it on fire. Or if you can get around the back and shoot the bum of the charger, then you'll be able to set it on fire. But it's not easy to do, because there is a mechanic with the charger where you can make it stun itself by making it charge into a wall, and that will like flatten it out on its belly, but it recovers in about 2 seconds. So you don't really have a lot of time to get around the back of the charger to really do some good damage to it with the flamethrower. If you had a teammate help you, so if you cause it to stun itself and you had a teammate waiting to shoot it in the bum with the flamethrower, you could kill it very quickly. But when you're playing on high difficulties in this game, being able to coordinate with a teammate that way, especially in pickup groups, is pretty difficult. So it's overall just a big nerf to flamethrower. The medium armor change also means you can't set a hive guard. The small red ones, looks like the warrior, but it's got like the shields on the front. It, like when you shoot it, it covers its face up. That is the hive guard. He has medium armor. So the same thing, flamethrower. It can set it on fire, but as soon as it covers up, you can't set it on fire anymore. But if you do still want to take the flamethrower, set the floor on fire beneath it, and you'll kill it just as easy as if you could shoot straight through. So the flamethrower has been destroyed against the charger, unfortunately. And players are not very happy about it. I personally describe this as being like Railgun 2.0. I personally think we will get some. It's a risky thing to say because this is going to be on video forever, but I do personally think we will get some kind of change in the future to the flamethrower to make it effective again against chargers somehow. Don't know how. Tell me in the comments in 3 months' time if it hasn't happened. But I do think Arrowhead are trying to balance effectively, like fairly. I think this is just gone a little bit too far. I don't know how they justify changing it in this way. We may find out in things to come that there is news that Parstead, Johan Parstead, will be back in the office. He's currently been on holiday. That's possibly, well, I mean, if you check social media, that's how some people are saying this kind of change got through. Parstead wasn't there to be like, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right. Because, I mean, it seems kind of obvious, doesn't it? After the railgun, if you mess with a weapon's effectiveness against a charger, it's going to cause a massive uproar, as it has with the flamethrower. So that's where we are with the flamethrower. It's not so good against chargers anymore. It is, however, it is good against the new impalers. You can, I mean, I've done it myself on stream. It took maybe 5 seconds to kill an impaler by shooting it in the exposed face with the flamethrower. So it does still have uses even in level 10. Difficulty Super HELLDIVE. But the most complained about enemies against the bugs is the charger. And this is what most people care about, killing these efficiently. And they've taken away a method to kill it efficiently, quickly, and easily. Whether that's right or wrong for them to have changed it that way is not what I want to. It's not really something I want to touch on in this video. I have an idea for another video about how balance is being handled in this game, and I have that planned. Well, I have the ideas in my head for that video. That may be the next one I upload. I have said, maybe in like my last 3 videos, I'll have an upcoming weapon tier list. I do still have plans for that. But because we had the Escalation of Freedom patch coming up, and then the new war bonds, I thought it'd be best to wait for those to come and go, and then we can reassess the weapons. And I'm a little bit justified in that, right? Because I would have put the flamethrower at BNS tier against the bugs, and now I wouldn't. I'd say it's maybe A tier. So yeah, that's what's happened to the flamethrower. Railgun 2.0. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye for now.